not in any way opposed to the fire department inspecting buildings and unofficially suggesting ideas to the owners for fire safety issues. That's great. I am, however, opposed to a fee being charged to the city, or by the city, to the building owner for this inspection. I am also opposed to any mandatory inspection and compliance and any time period or penalty that would naturally follow. I've heard it said in the last council meeting that the businesses couldn't pay for this and the whole community will benefit by lower interest rates or insurance costs. This is not the time to tack on extra cost to businesses in this economic climate. This is a depressed economy and we're all struggling. And this extra fee, even though it's not very much, could be what closes the doors for good on our business. I've also heard it mentioned that the first year may be free for businesses. In my opinion, there is nothing free that comes from government. It's only a way to get the very large government foot in the door so that the city can impose fees, costs, penalties, and taxes that will escalate in the following years. The fire department doesn't have anyone yet certified to do these free inspections. Someone will need to be sent to school to get certification, and once that is required, the inspector will need a car and associated equipment. It has been my observation that whenever a new government position is created, the pressure is on for that person or that entity to justify that position, in this case by charging fees and penalties. It is inevitable. There was mention that the inspections would bring the city about $15,000 in revenue for businesses. There was little or no mention of what a full-time inspector would cost the city in wages, insurance, FICA taxes, unemployment taxes, vehicle expenses, etc. These expenses would far outweigh the revenue generated and that brings us back to the justifying expenses with fees, penalties, and charges to the already struggling businesses in the city. I would urge the council to reject this proposed fire inspection ordinance. And for that, I'm open to questions. I also have a handout for that. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Jacob. Appreciate your comments. John?
Well, I'm here as a concerned citizen, have been, before the city council. John Jenkins, I own the trade park.
What issue you going to talk about?
All the issues, basically. I mean, a brief on all of them as far as the ordinances plus the fire inspection. Like I said, I'm just going to be brief. I'm not going to pinpoint anything because I think the people that came before me were explicit in telling you what were some of the problems, what needs to be addressed, and I think we need to look at it as an overall picture, and that's all I'm going to do. I mean, I've been before city council several times on issues, and we now have a council that I hope will understand and recognize what we, the people here, are trying to do for the city of Crockett is be in business, supply the necessary needs, and like I said, some of the issues, if we're going to have a discussion, who enforces what ordinance. I mean, the code enforcement officer is 8 to 5 from what I understand. I don't know so as far as enforcement, going to put more burden on the fire department, on the police department about out there. Who calls in, then again, it backs up to the, as far as the deal is, this fire inspection, right, is who do we do now and then what do we end up with the fees? Most of our buildings here, and I'm being honest with you, I've been in quite a few of them, I mean, they're going to need a total revamp. So you're going to tell the businessman that he's going to have to totally revamp that building in order to be in business. He's going to tell you, excuse me, 4-letter words as far as, he's leaving town. It's going to go there and that's it. I mean, and again, I understand we need necessary precautions, protecting of the people, but I mean, but you go in there and start putting, panic door buttons on the back and everything like that where it has to be open. And we are going to have some catastrophes, but we have that every time you get in your automobile and drive somewhere. You never know when you're going to get, killed or whatever, or who may walk into city council with a gun. I mean, I'm jokingly saying that, but it happens. McDonald's whatever, but anyhow, I appreciate y'all, and I just think that, let's look at what we as citizens have presented, and let's try to do what we can do to help us.
Okay, thank you, John.
Thank you.
Okay. Mr. Taylor? And Madam Taylor? Mr. Taylor, thank you.
Good evening,
Good evening.
Mayor Pro Tem, council members, and city administrator. My name is Anna Devin Taylor, and I've been in Crockett now 6 years. I'm from Houston, Texas. And today my concern is, I live on Sycamore, that's Lacey Hill. Okay, well, the house behind me is nobody living there. And for 6 years, we've been having a problem out there. I've had to replace my fence twice because the limbs from the house behind us fell on my fence, okay?